Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy here this evening. And I'm going to give a few moments here. I know I got the thing up late, but for those of you watching on replay, please do remember to give me a thumbs up, comment down below, let me know what you're thinking. Tonight, what I wanted to go over was something I think that's important for those of you that may be in the market for an RV, and that is what dealership do you deal with? By the way, for those of you watching, please do announce yourselves as you come in the room. Tell us your name and where you're from. Always glad to see who's showing up here in this and where you're all from. So anyway, I'm going to get some things ready here while we're waiting on the. There we go. Getting things ready. When I'm going to go over a couple things, but when you're looking to buy from a dealership, what are some things that you should consider? And by the way, chime in on things that maybe I'm not going over. So if you're watching a replay, by all means, tell me what your thoughts are as far as how you want to go about picking an RV dealer. Now, I know a lot of times some people they care less what dealership they're dealing with. They're just looking for a specific product, and they're just going to go ahead and buy from whoever. But keep in mind, there is some benefits buying from a dealership that has their act together and knows what they're doing, is going to support you after the fact. There's a lot of benefits to that. So we have some people coming in the house here, announce themselves. Brian Matthews up there in PA. Appreciate you coming in here. And Adventure RV Adventure. Appreciate you showing up here this evening. Thank you very much. So showing that we have about 800 people in the house here this evening watching. However, only 2 people have chimed in. But anyway, so when you're choosing a dealership, just a couple other chairs. I just want to announce here, Chuck. And by the way, Chuck, when you're coming on over, I've got those things. Heck, pretty soon you're gonna have to put them away till next year. So let me know when you're stopping out here. We got Dreaming Out Loud RV. Appreciate you coming in. Colleen coming in from PA. Appreciate that. So anyway, so one of the things I think that is important when you're buying from an RV dealer, or you're looking to go to an RV dealer, I think it's important to consider the selection that they're going to have. When you look at that's getting tougher in today's day and age with everything, with the pandemic and everything going on. Just to give you an idea, right now on our lot, we have roughly, and I'm going by on Monday, I went ahead and so we're just talking about yesterday. I looked at our sheet. We had 273 units in stock, of which 110 of those were sold. Now, that's not counting the Friday and Saturday sales. So it was probably about another 30 more of those were not listed. So we probably had about 140 units that were sold out of the 273. And then a lot of the units that we have coming in are sold as well. More and more, we're choosing to go ahead and keep a demo unit on our lot so that we have something that somebody can look at. And then if need be, we go ahead and put their name on one coming in. So, but selection, I think, is important. A lot of times, I tell you, well, back in the day, and I'm talking about a year ago, we would have over 400 units in stock on any given day. And that's more than you typically see if you're going to go to some of these RV shows. So you're able to go into many, many different floor plans and different brands. We go to an RV show, we go to Timonium, we may only have 80 units. We're on the indoor one. I think we only bring about 60 on the outdoor. Well, we only have so many that we can bring in. And so it makes it tough. So you come to the dealership, gives you a little bit more time to look at it. You don't have the crowds inside the RVs and so forth. So it is important that selection is the key. I see we have a few other people coming in here. Let me just go ahead and see who else we have. JLS Love Life, Janice from Texas. Appreciate you coming in here. And that was Paul and Megan at Dreaming Out Loud. We're here. Wayne Kern, good evening, sir. Steve Weber, along with Nancy Viney from VA. Wonderful. That's awesome. Good to hear. Glad you're enjoying them, and hope to see you guys. I have the list down below showing for the Grand Design Rally. The Grand Design Rally that's coming up in October. By the way, at that rally, I'll be doing my famous RV use and maintenance seminar. I go over a lot of things. I mean, I'm a sales guy, but I try to be more of an educator and help people through things. So good to see everybody coming in here tonight. Oh, Northwood RV Life. Appreciate you guys. Hope things are warming up there. I know I need to get to take a look at that. I saw you just did an announcement on that electric version of the Blackstone griddle. Looking forward to checking that out. And Todd Starter here. Good evening. Glad you all made it here this evening. But so selection is one thing. The other thing, when you're looking at a dealer, and some people I get that say that this isn't important to them, but in reality it is I would highly recommend you take a look at the service center. Take a look and see what the qualifications are, if you can, for the service techs. I can tell you that in our service department, we have more master technicians than most other RV dealers have technicians. In a lot of these other dealerships that are close to us, not necessarily close to us, but within a couple hundred miles, a lot of them send their tough cases for service issues. They tell them just to call Beckley's because those guys know what they're doing. But that would be something that would be, in my opinion, something you'd want to look at. I know some people, they're handy and they care less. They're just going to do it on their own. But that's something to take a look at. Also, you may want to go ahead and look up dealership reviews and their ratings. See what people are saying. Now, understand that a lot of times people would rather complain than they would rather give kudos. So you've got to take reviews with a grain of salt, kind of read into them. A lot of times you only hear one side of the story. You really don't get to hear them all. You take a look at our service center, and I'll tell you what, service, that is a tough game, folks, to try and make people happy, because the RV industry is nothing like the car industry, where you can just drop your car off the same day and so forth. But for our service center, and we actually have a organization that takes care of surveys, and from our, if you want to call them internal surveys, from people that we service, better than 90%, I think it's like 93 or 94% of the people are satisfied or very happy with our service center. That is a hard gig to do. I'll tell you, I mean, I know a neighbor of mine that when he went to Florida, he was a service tech and he hated it. He quit, I think, after 6 months. That is very, very tough to deal with people, because the RV industry, it sometimes takes weeks, months to get parts. So service is a tough gig, and I'll tell you, we have one of the best service centers that out there. That's for sure. You also might want to take a look at the parts department, because a lot of times some of these dealerships, they don't have a very big parts department. I know a lot of you might say, well, heck, I just go to Amazon or I'll go to Walmart. But I tell you what, nothing better than to deal with somebody that knows what they're talking about when you need parts. Now, the next thing is, and I don't know how some people even deal with this, but find a salesperson that knows what the heck they're talking about. If you get a salesperson that's, when you walk up to a camper and they tell you it's a 26-footer just because it says 265 on it, you need to not even consider dealing with them. In my estimation, I mean, you're dealing with, you could be having anywhere from a 29 to a 34-foot trailer. So understand that a lot of these people just have no idea what they're talking about. And a lot of times they're just regurgitating what the RV manufacturer techs or representatives tell them. We had one tell us the other day that, they had their 2-year bumper to bumper warranty on a travel trailer. So after the meeting, I walked up to him and I said, can you tell me how many bumpers you have on your trailer? And he said, 1. I said, so you're telling me that the bumper is the only thing that is covered under your warranty? There are multiple warranties on most campers. And understand that there's some of these manufacturers, a couple on the market that have a 2-year warranty. It's not like you're getting a lot for a 2-year warranty versus the 1-year warranty. Because when you actually look at the warranties, most of the parts that are on that camper are carrying, 2 and 3-year warranties or more, depending on what they are. When you talk about your refrigerator, your oven, your microwave, your water pump, your water heater, air conditioner, all those different things, they have additional warranties on. So keep that in mind. But make sure you're dealing with somebody that knows what they're dealing with. And I know a lot of people that's hard sometimes because of the dealer you have to deal with. And I know a lot of times the customer knows more than what these salespeople actually know as well. We're fortunate. Beckley's Camping Center for 19 years straight has been the #1 overall RV dealer in our territory. Now, our territory stretches down into Northern Virginia, the Virginia area. And it's amazing how much we continue to beat the competition. I mean, and it's tough to stay #1 for as long as we have. And I'm going to go over some of the numbers here momentarily. So we've got a few other people in the house here this evening. We've got Kathy Beal down there here in, I say Southern Maryland, but it's going south of here anyway. See, Bubba Bug is in the house. Appreciate it. Yeah, well, no doubt about that. Like I say, you got to read into them sometimes. I mean, I know I have some bad reviews out there as well. So, but you can't please everybody. You try to bend over backwards for people. Sometimes it just does not work out. The Wayfaring with the Weeses are here. Hey, looking forward to seeing your new rig. I hope you guys have picked it up so far. And then I see George Danik. They're down there in Texas enjoying the Texas weather. That's awesome. So, isn't that the truth? I tell you, I watched a video somebody did on the trailer we bought, and that's what they start off. We're going to show you this 26-foot trailer. Like, my goodness, it's 32 foot 9 inches. So, no doubt about that. Always ignore what they're telling you and look at what the brochure says. Now, I just want to pull up. Let me find if I can pull this thing up here. I'm going to pull up the kind of the stat surveys from that we got. And unfortunately, I don't have the Class B. I don't have the diesel pushers. And well, they don't even break down. Kind of the teardrops kind of fall in the travel trailer. But just kind of giving you ideas where Beckley's fell 2020 versus 2019 and where they were pertaining to the rank in our territory. And you can see for pop-ups, we actually went down on pop-up sales 2019 to 2020. A lot of that had to do with availability. Class A's, again, we went down. I'm sorry. Well, I put that wrong. We actually went down. I made it green instead of red. Sorry about that. We were down in Class A sales. And again, that was pertaining to availability for us anyway. Class C's, we were up. Fifth wheels, we were up considerably. And then look at travel trailers. We were up. I mean, we almost up 50% almost on travel trailers. Overall sales last year, I mean, I tell you, if we could have had more product, we probably could have sold 2,000 campers last year. I tell you, and that is a tough gig to follow. And we're trying to do better, and we're trying to sell more. And I think this year, the issue we're going to have, again, is going to be availability, because this month we're going to almost hit 200 units. And then we're going to go into April, where we're supposed to sell more in April than we did this month. And unless we're able to continue to get product, it is going to be very tough. So for those of you that might be in the market for an RV, I would tell you, highly recommend you do something sooner than later, because otherwise you could be waiting anywhere from a month to upwards of 18 months, depending what brand, what you're trying to do. And it's typically your Altos, which are out of Canada, Class Bs, things of that nature that are taking longer to get. So, and no, we still have not come up with a family YouTube name. We were just talking about that earlier this evening. Working on it. I'll tell you, we are stumped. But anyway, does anybody else have something that you considered? I mean, and listen, I put one last thing on there, and that's price. You know, how many of you actually shop price, but you end up paying more, maybe a little bit more than you anticipated because of the service? And let me just kind of give you an idea of something that happened just recently. I had a customer that picked up a brand new unit, and guess what happened? The residential refrigerator didn't work. Now, they came in on a Saturday, it wasn't working. Or maybe it was no, I'm sorry, they came in, no, they didn't. They came in on a Thursday, and it wasn't working. By the following Thursday, Friday, we had that fixed. We actually had to go and buy one out of a Walmart or a Lowe's. We, as Beckley's, we footed the bill to buy that refrigerator and footed the bill to get it put in, and then we'll take care of it with Grand Design and get it resolved. Because our issue was we wanted to make sure that the customer was happy and was going to be able to get on the road for their camping trip. You know, we can't do that for everyone, but we still, I tell you, we try to bend over backwards when we can, and we try to we don't just do things through the normal channels if we don't need to. We will try to find ways to make customers happy. But what is it that you're looking for or you consider when buying things? And it's not just an RV. Understand an important thing I tell all my customers: best price is not always your best deal. And I can't tell you how many customers of mine come back to me because they left from me and Beckley's because they thought they were going to save a few dollars somewhere else, and they end up coming back the next time because of the fact that in the long run it ended up costing them more money. So, but anyway, what is the family known for amongst the extended family? Maybe partying. I don't know. Mary, maybe chime in on that one. Jamie, if you're watching, maybe you chime in as well. Yeah, we're party animals. But what is it you all look for when you go to an RV dealer? Or are you just looking for just product? You know what you're going to go buy. You get in there. You really don't care who you deal with. You don't care if they give you, here's the keys and, have at it, learn everything yourselves. What are some of the things that you all look for? And I'm going to see if some of you all might have said something in this chat here, because I wasn't able to watch it the whole time here. Well, I heard Bubba Bug. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bubba Bug, you bought a condo down in, I'm going to probably say it wrong, but Casa Los Labos, I don't know, somewhere in Mexico. Is that true? Bubba Bug, you still here? So anyway, so we have wayfaring with the weeks. Knowledge of product is important and full transparency. Well, that's true too. And I didn't mention that either earlier. And thanks for bringing that up. Appreciate that. We give people a sale price. By the time they go to sit down with our business manager who does the financing and so forth, we're not adding all these additional fees on there: freight, prep, documentation. Heck, there's this one place, I won't name who they are. I mean, heck, they have elected official fees. They have emergency alert fees. They have all these different fees, and they're a PA dealer. We have a dealer in PA. We don't have those fees, so I don't even know where the heck those fees come from. I think they just make them up because that is just pure profit that they're making for every dollar that they bring in for that. I mean, I know some of these dealers, the documentation fee, the state laws allow you to do that. And again, that's just pure profit. And think about that. I mean, heck, if we were to charge that $300 documentation fee as allowed by law, just think what kind of money as a business they could be pocketing selling 1,800 campers in a year. But we choose not to do that. We're not going to nickel and dime the individuals. So, but I do appreciate everybody coming in. Didn't see anybody chiming in about that, but hopefully if you're watching on replay, maybe you do. Next week, I'm going to be giving you an update on the Make-A-Wish. I got two more families going to be picking up here, hopefully in the next 45 days. And going to give you an update on how we're doing with that. There you go. That we'll have to see how that goes. I'm sure between Maureen and Jamie, they're going to have the last word on what the name of that channel is going to be, I'm sure. But I do appreciate everybody coming in here this evening. Appreciate all the comments, and we'll be coming back again next week. I'm going to try and have a special guest next week, so we'll see who that special guest is. So stay tuned and don't miss out next week when we get together. So you all have a great week. Enjoy the weather. I am so much looking forward to better weather. That's for darn sure. So thanks again, and we'll be back at you again next week. Take care.